Hello, everyone. This is Brother
Hello.
Media, and today is a Thursday. We are doing a live show, and we are not doing politics today. Today, we just want to have a conversation on things that affect us in a society or in our society. Especially, we want to look at our morals, and we just want to discuss what are the causes that has made our morals we call it the moral decadence in our society or decay in our morals. That is what we are going to look at. And today we are very lucky to have our brother again, who I will give him a chance to introduce himself to our viewers. And my brother, it is your time.
Oh, thank you, Brother Benson. I'm Wycliffe Genga.
Mhm.
My stage name is also Mogenga the Man. You can follow me on my social media platforms on Instagram, Mogenga the Man. YouTube channel, I have Mogenga the Man, and everywhere you can find me at either Wycliffe Genga or Wogenga the Man. So thank you very much. I'm a mentor, I'm a social worker and community development practitioner, and this is what we do best. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, brother. So, brother, this is not something big that we want. We just want to know the moral decadence that nowadays we are seeing in our society. We call the decay of our morals or our moral values. What can you say about it? What is causing it, or what is making us to go low in our morals? Yeah. So that's maybe something you can share with us.
Yeah, somebody was asking me, what is this topic you're talking about on the live stream? And maybe just to give a flash on what we are talking about is moral decadence in today's society. Morals are the good behavior that we expect to have in the community, and we are asking ourselves, as social workers and community development practitioners, we kind of see a change in how people are behaving in the society today compared to back in the days, and we try to see that it is getting to the wrong side than to the good side. The mischievous activities among the youths and children in the families, and now what are the causes of the moral decay or moral decadence in today's society? That is our question.
Yeah.
And after doing a little research, we find there are quite a number of things that are making youth, children, families to go in the opposite direction compared to how it was in the past days or in the days of our forefathers. So, uh, just to speak of a little, we have unemployment as a reason to moral decay. We have peer pressure. We have we have desperation among youths, among families. We have I thought of poor parenting. I also talk about economic challenges and the freedom of choice in our society today, like the freedom of choosing what I want to do. Like you hear people talking about these days, they're talking about my right. Children are talking about my right. So maybe to just talk about a little thing on the topics I've said, Brother Benson,
Yeah.
and to our viewers, is that how can unemployment lead to moral decadence in today's society? And what are some of the things that we see in the society we say they are moral decadence?
Mhm.
We see people engaging in drug abuse these days. That is a moral decadence. In the time of our forefathers, we hardly found people engaging in drug abuse, like in the hard drugs, the cocaine, the bang addiction, and we also see moral decadence like robbery with violence. We see people killing each other because of issues of unemployment. My country, Kenya, there are quite a big challenge of unemployment of youth because people go to school but they have no jobs, and therefore they are desperate. youths are disparate. Young girls are disparate. Young boys and young men are disparate because they went to school and they have no jobs. Therefore, they start engaging in the things that are going to make our moral change in our moral.
Just to hear, I'm coming.
And
Okay.
yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
so we find quite a number of things under unemployment that are building up, that are leading to moral decay in our society. Unemployment leads to robbery with violence. Unemployment leads to desperation among young ladies. You find there is this thing nowadays called the mbabas in Kenya, where people are looking for sugar daddies. Young ladies, young beautiful girls, a girl of my age, going to look for an old man who is 60 years, who should be their grandfather or something. Those are some things that we call moral decadence, because why do you get engaged to somebody who is way much older than you?
Let me ask you.
Yes,
On the same contest whereby the term contest whereby you say the young ladies are going for the older men.
yes,
It is also when it is also said, or it is also something that is cropping up, or it is there that even the young men
yes.
are going for the older women.
That is true. That is true. Because some time back there was a meme that was trending among our youths, that our wababas, the sugar daddies, are doing better than wamamas. Youth, young men were like, our babas are taking our young girls to big hotels. They are driving them in posh cars. But where are our mamas, the sugar mummies? Why are they not buying us big cars? Why are they not taking us to big hotels? So it is true that young men are also disparate because of the tough economic situations. They're also running into getting into affairs with the older women who maybe have families, but they're having side boys, side young men who are they're wasting their time, because if you're having a mama, according to my understanding, is they don't allow you to maybe have children with them, but and you cannot have a life of your own. So this boy's life, this young man's life are wasted, and that is a moral decadence, because women are destroying the lives of young men, and whereas the older men are also destroying the lives of these young girls who they should call their children. So there's a moral decadence in the society.
The society, yes. Okay, continue then.
Yes.
But like
We
when
are,
you look at when you look at I want to bring you to the African traditional way of life.
yeah, yeah,
When you go back or you revisit on how, especially in our Luo community back in the days,
yeah, yeah,
um, whereby if um, even not in Luo, in this in every community, I might be wrong. When you look at when a young
hmm,
man is married to an old lady,
yeah,
that's kinds of big bring an uproar in a society. Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah, hmm,
the society feels like this old lady is trying to kind of like make this young man not to have a future. But if you take the
yeah, yeah,
vice versa, whereby a old man marries a 19-year-old girl, but it's so perfect.
yeah.
Why is that one so? Is that one not a moral decadence, or how do you classify that?
Oh my God, I think there's a big debate on age is just but a number. I think that is where you're,
Okay, you'll be back.
and
Okay.
yeah, some youths trying to say that age is just a number, and there should be a choice, a free choice of either to date somebody who is older than them, or who is younger than them. I think it's a debate that we should again organize and talk about it so well, because I might mislead.
No, no problem. I was just trying to weigh out when we are looking at the morals, the morals in our
Yeah,
society. Because the morals, we may say that the good morals and the values of our society are the things that we deem to are good. Yeah. So
yeah,
when you go back to the society. And the reason why I brought that,
Yeah,
you know, if to you go back in our community, like there was a way in which they would say like the main reason why it was okay for a young lady, I might be wrong, to
yeah,
marry guy, you will hear even them, oh, this young lady is going to take care of.
yeah. They're going to be nasty, or they're
So they feel like they stand a better position of taking care of this man, and this man or the old guy might be having some finances, so like the lady. But
true, true, true.
the world has really changed. So anyway, there's a way in which it can be classified, but the world has really changed. But in African traditional society of life, that one was not seen as a taboo then. But as compared to a old lady marrying a young man, that was a taboo in most of African
Yeah,
society and their beliefs. So those are some of the things that will change with the time.
I think those are some of the things that we will talk under desperation, because if
Oh,
desperation as some of the causes that are leading to moral decadence in the society, because our
okay.
youth, they want a life that is already built for them, you know.
Hmm.
They're desperate in that a lady is might be told by some old man that I have money, I have everything. Then she looks at her family background, and she has no job or something that is earning her enough, and then she's like, okay, I have no choice, I need a good life, or they end up getting into such. So desperation, this is desperation, because they want to be in a life that maybe they haven't worked for, but it has easily come, but it's not a good choice.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, in the same desperation, again, we are talking about peer pressure.
Mhm.
Peer pressure is also as a way of promoting moral decadence in the society today.
Mhm.
Like, for example, myself, when I completed my high school, there's this friend, or an age mate of mine. We completed high school in the same year. And
Mhm.
after a few months, a few years, let's say, I see this guy already driving in a Mercedes Benz in Kenya.
Mhm.
And we know in Kenya, for you to be driving in a Mercedes Benz or a BMW, then where are you getting your money from? You know,
But
so
sometimes it
such,
might depend. It might depend from the kind of family you're coming from. If you're coming from a richer family,
yeah.
it's quite much easier.
Now I'm talking about someone I know. This is somebody I know, but so and so we were with you here, and how comes, you know? So how are you driving in BMW? So the peer pressure, such
Oh,
peers, such pressures make youths get into bad activities like money laundering. They start getting into drug abuse, drug trafficking, and some mischievous activities, which are leading them into that are promoting moral decadence in the society, moral decay,
mhm.
because people are now not getting into the tough ways, or struggling to get your well earned money. Are you getting?
Yeah.
So they now get into the shortcuts of life, that tomorrow you hear them, they are killed or something, or tomorrow they have killed somebody,
Mhm.
or tomorrow you hear somebody was stabbed, was killed because it was an unclean money, the peer pressure. Like
Okay.
right now, youths, they see each other, like the same example I've talked about, somebody having a posh life, somebody's having family already, and myself, I don't have a child, I don't have something I can call of my own, and
Mhm.
the pressures now making these young men get engaged into shortcuts to life,
Mhm.
which lead to moral decays. Some end up starting to engage in shooting pornography,
Mhm.
which they say is earning them money. That is moral decadence in the society. What are we going to show our siblings or those who are coming
like
after us?
like like what you've just said, we I think that one, maybe if in the you can also, I'm going to ask a question, and maybe you can talk about it, about shooting of those inappropriate movies or inappropriate themselves just to earn money. And this one
Yeah,
come with the development of technology and internet. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
True, true.
how 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 can the society or even the government have control
Yeah.
in a way so that what we are consuming in internet is kind of like controlled, because like I know it can be controlled whereby if you want to go to a certain site as to ask you for the age, whereby sometimes it's not true, people might lie about the age. How can it be done in a such a way so that most of the young teens should not visit those sites, or that one is left to the parents?
Uh, just to just out of curiosity and thought is that uh, when I got a chance to be in the Europe,
Hmm.
like right now I'm in Germany.
Hmm.
We realize I come to realize that there are certain sites you cannot access them.
Hmm.
Like the government is trying to trace every step you're making. Like there are those dirty sites you can't access without the government having to you cannot do some torrentings, you cannot get some videos without paying or something like that. But in Kenya, we used to torrent videos, we used to download movies, we used to download apps which you don't pay for.
Hmm.
Like it's a control system in Germany that is not in Kenya. So
Hmm.
I think the government can try to implement that, which I know is still it is not easy still because we are still a developing country.
Country, yes.
So I think the government can do something towards that. They can do it. The technology is improving so fast, and people and children are getting to access to knowledge that even you yourself as a parent you don't know about.
And that one also that also might also include the parents should always be aware on what sites that their kids are visiting, or when you give access to the phone, especially to your children, or you should always make sure what sites are they browsing, and or put like some of like parental guidance on them, or
Guidance.
yeah, so that you don't visit those sites.
Yeah, I think one of the ways, some of the factors that are leading to moral decadence in society today, according to my feeling, I feel there is poor parenting as at the moment
Mm.
because African parents, let's say, African parents tend to know everything,
Hmm.
but in the real sense, they know nothing these days.
Mm.
You buy your child a phone, this child has more information about the phone better than you, the parent. Some children, you put them child what you want to watch whatever they
Uh,
are and they are trying to access from their phone, but they already learned how to block you from knowing what they are seeing.
Seeing it.
So, so talking about parental guidance, it is still a challenge because parents assume. Now let's talk about African parents.
Hmm.
African parents would not take an opportunity to sit their girls down to talk about sex openly. They won't take time to sit with their boys to talk about sex openly. They think these children are too young and are still in their generation and know nothing about sex. My friend, I meet a grade two child this day in Kenya and they know about kissing, and I'm like, oh, my friend, how did you know about kissing? What is kissing? Can you explain to me what kissing is? So there is poor parenting.
and
Parenting needs to change with generation.
and something that also usually happens sometimes, we tend to feel that if our children knows about that, that is like we are really, that is like the civilization at the highest level. And I'm very proud of
Yeah,
with the new kind of like the new generation that we have, or the new society that we have, like when
yeah,
somebody become even like internet sensation, that is a plus, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
remember, the internet doesn't forget. One time it will come and affect you. So that is something that they also should also put in consideration.
yeah. Someday your child will come to pass by your videos and something, and
Eh,
they'll be like, Dad, you did this, or Mom, you did this. Then what will you tell them? So parenting is becoming a challenge these days
Mm.
in Africa
In Africa.
because we are not open. We are not open. A mother or a father who is having a 20 years old in Kenya right now,
Mhm.
they lived in a certain generation, but
Mhm.
this child has transformed into a new generation, which
Mhm.
these parents don't understand how this generation is working,
Mhm.
and they are not. There is need to sit down with children and talk to them about these things that we fear and this that your parents, our parents who are not told about, who are not talked, they did not have a time to sit their parents those days
There is a
because children know these things. Children know pornography. Children know about sex. Children know about violence, robbery, and
mhm.
you're not sitting them down. You think they're young. My friend, they are sharper than you.
That's the generation we have today. Now, when you come to also something that I want you to talk about is about I call it what I wrote it somewhere here about the youths of today that are
Yeah,
they are very kind of like very violent. They don't want to listen to their parents. How can we have youth? Maybe we talk the arrogance of the youths of
yeah.
the youth of today. They are very arrogant. They don't want to listen to their parents. They don't want to listen to their elders. And when they don't listen, even if they are doing wrong, they feel they are very right. And that one makes them um, to have this, not to obey our morals or to live morally, like the societal morals that it is required of them. What can you say about all this arrogance and violence youths who do not listen to their parents or even to the leaders?
Wow. I think there is. I don't know if you heard that sound.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there is one thing that being a youth, being in the same bracket where we are so tough to our parents, we don't want to listen. I'm in that bracket still.
yeah.
In the bracket where we are told we should not do this, but you are saying, okay, I should do this, and whatever I'm doing is right.
Mm,
There is one thing called being idle.
mhm,
The youths of today are so idle in the sense, not in a negative way, but
mm,
they have nothing to do. They have no jobs. They have gone to school. They have no jobs. They are not creative enough to do something, maybe to get to farm work or to keep their minds busy.
mhm,
And now this mind is really occupied with desperation.
mhm,
This mind is occupied about if my friend so and so is driving a car and I'm not driving a car. And there is this parent of mine who is continuing to tell me, my son, be patient, be patient, your time will come. This guy has a lot of things building in his head.
mhm,
And if the parent is not sitting him down,
mhm.
they become violent. Uh, I was in the same shoe. That is why I'm trying to talk how I was feeling
But I want to
in
give
that.
you as I want to give you a scenario.
Yes,
This is a scenario whereby a youth, a youthful or a teenager, whatever the case
yeah,
is, one, the parent is advising you as a parent, but due to the fact that you are lucky enough to have higher education level than your parents, so you don't want to
yeah,
listen to
yeah,
them, and maybe you might be saying kwa Kiswahili tunasema madhe ama fadhe, wewe unajua nyinyi wakati mlikuwa mnasoma hizi vitu hazikuko, si ndio?
uh,
Sasa wenyewe unaona ni kwamba
yeah,
labda kiusomi zaidi we uko juu kuliko wazazi, so unapata mzazi
yeah,
akikupatia advice we hutaki kusikia. So watu kama
yeah,
hao unaweza waambia nini as a mentor? How do you mentor such like majority, that group that they believe they are, in
yeah.
terms of
They know.
education, they know than their
Yeah,
parents maybe who never went to school?
yeah.
Mm,
I think what I can tell such peers is
mm,
that there's a difference between academic knowledge and the life knowledge. In Swahili, there was a quote that came saying, "Kwa ground vitu ni different, vitu ni tofauti kwa ground, kwa vitu ni different." So
Uh,
there is the education knowledge
mm,
of which you can come out of school very much full of your degree and masters, but you can't work in the field. Why? You don't know how to cooperate with your members. You can't do teamwork. So there is a difference between those who have experienced life
mm,
and those who have experienced education experience, that is academically experienced. There is a difference. There is need to listen to those who have experienced this life because there are those things that school doesn't teach you. For
mm,
that reason, there is a point that every person needs to calm down and to listen, give an ear.
mhm,
Giving a ear is very necessary, actually. It shows that you are respecting this person and you are ready to listen to everybody. Remember, in the society, there
mm,
is this guy, Amerix, who we like listening to him so much as a man in Kenya.
mhm,
Amerix tells us that every day you are going out from your house, you're going to meet every kind of person.
mhm.
School will not teach you that you're going to meet every kind of person, but once you're in the ground, you will realize you're meeting every kind of person. Somebody will shout at you in the train. Somebody will just be there staring at you. Somebody will be smiling. Somebody will be laughing at you. It is somebody who has experienced life for a longer period who will let you understand how to interact with every kind of person. So I'll tell this person who is very much learned that there is need to give an ear to everybody. Giving an ear is for free, but making a decision is your own decision. So
Yeah.
don't be too much stuffed in your mind. Just that I'm too much experience and have just give an ear to everybody.
And I usually say that nature is usually one of the best teachers if you know how to learn from them. You learn from the nature because there's a way in which if you learn or you get education
Yeah,
from the nature itself, the nature include
yeah,
the things that surrounds you. When you see
yeah,
things that surrounds you, you choose wisely
mm,
and you sit down and study it very carefully, then make a decision
yeah,
out of it. If you don't make
yeah.
a good decision in terms of nature, for instance, asiyefunzwa na mamake atafunzwa na ulimwengu.
Ulimwengu.
And
Mm.
when ulimwengu inakufundisha, unajua ulimwengu is not very kind. When is
Yeah,
teaching
it's never
the,
kind.
the kind of teaching you're getting from ulimwengu is a thorough beating, I tell you.
Mm.
Because first of all, you have to listen to the parents. If you listen to them, because they're talking out of experience, they're talking of what they know. They
Yeah,
might not be educated as you are, but when it comes to experience and seeing something in future, they have that kind of like knowledge. So always try your best, even if you disagree with them, but disagree with them in a very honorable way, but not being very arrogant and maybe try to show them you're mighty in terms of your accolades or what you've achieved in academic. And that's what I usually
yeah,
say to the Genga.
yeah, yeah,
So again, there's another thing that we want to talk about, especially I want to take two perspectives. One is about is leadership, and
yeah.
leadership also can get us to where we have the decay in our morals. One
True,
is
true, true.
one is the leadership of the day. This is might be the
Yeah,
government, not only the government, the people who are elected in the political leadership.
right now.
That
Hmm.
is one. Another pair is leadership in terms of the religious leaders.
Yeah,
There are also people who can make us have good morals in the society or make us have bad morals.
yeah,
So let's first of all start with religious leaders. How in our
yeah,
context today, you in
yeah.
Kenya especially, on how the religious leaders, some of them, especially churches, how low they've gone in our society in terms
Um,
of morals.
wow, it's a very nice question actually, and a nice topic about sometime today I was meeting this friend and was asking me if I'm religious or not about stuff with religion.
Mm-hmm.
The truth about religion in Africa and in Kenya today is that a lot of people have come up in the name of religion, but to make themselves rich and to make themselves live a posh life. And it's very unfortunate that churches like I didn't want to mention names, but
Oh, we know Shakahola.
sometimes
Shakahola, we know.
we know
Those are,
Shakahola, we
those are in the
know of
public
we
domain.
have before. I think it is in May or April. No, no, no. In June, I think in June, July, where a priest in Ruai,
Mm.
Ruai, Nairobi,
Uh, uh,
was found dead in how do we call this, in a brothel.
uh,
Okay, you get
yes.
where people go to do transactional sex.
Uh-huh.
How do you find a priest dead in such a place? What kind of show are you showing people who are your sheep?
Well,
So at times,
go ahead.
at okay, at times, places like church where we believe that our morals should be shaped and should be shaped,
Mm-hmm.
and they should be teaching us towards the right direction, is again making us weak and making youths not to have where they're going to get their solutions. Because if your leader, your church leader, who you think this is the holy one, this is the one who is connecting me to God, has been found in some activities like where they are found with a fellow church member having an affair that is not right.
Mm.
So these are some religious leaders again have led into moral decay in our society because children now are not listening to those in authority, in the church authority.
Mm.
They're just tough-headed and very awkward these days.
So does it mean that does it mean that the society we have today does not understand the religion? Because this is something that worth discussing. About one, we have the African religion, the Africa traditional
Mm,
religion, and the
yeah,
African traditional religion. Um, is a religion that was founded in Africa, whereby that Africa had so many gods. God was everywhere. We had God of mountain, God of the sun, God of the rain,
yeah,
God of everywhere. So when
yeah,
with the coming of Christianity, that did
yeah.
maybe the Africans did not are still not understanding the Christianity itself. Maybe not.
You know, you bring these topics in a very nice way. At times, I go on internet and people are like, this Christianity is not our thing. Africans are like, Christianity, it came with some people from the West,
But that's
and
that's the,
it is
that's the truth.
mhm.
If you
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at if
it
you look at the Berlin conference that was held during the scramble and partition of Africa,
Africa,
even if you look at the apartheid in South Africa, some of the
yeah,
churches were used in South Africa during the apartheid. And
yeah,
how can the church that praises or church that says that we need to love one another can be in the slavery? It was used in South Africa.
yeah,
We know the history.
yeah.
So maybe I think
We
like
know this. Yeah.
Africans still they need to dig deep and to learn their their religion and know who are we in terms of religion, because I don't think God was so much mean to Africa that we had to get somebody to teach us about the God. That is what I think. I might be wrong.
I think from whatever you are arguing and from whatever we see going on internet about the church and religion coming from the West, some people are now again arguing that Africa we should be Muslims because if you read from the Bible, we find people like Ishmael who. Okay, so I
Ah,
there
okay.
should be there should yeah there should be a deep understanding about what is this church thing we are talking about. What is this? There is a bigger thing about religion because if you see people like Shakahola
Uh-huh.
who people like Mackenzie are coming again in their own way to tell us that now God wants you to fast and die so that you can go to heaven. Maybe there still need to there is more there is need again to Africans to be enlightened. What is this heaven we are being told?
Yes.
Because are you going to suffer in heaven? Why do you have to die malnourished in heaven? Like Mackenzie is telling us, you're again hear somebody coming, Yesu Atongare, and I'm now the Jesus. So
the, the, the,
I feel there is more education that still have to happen to
the,
Africans on Christianity.
if you look at history well, it will tell you even before coming of Christianity to Africa,
Yeah,
then Africa had their god, because I think if you go to Ethiopia, I think if not I think it's Ethiopia. There's a temple that was built, they call Labella Temple in Ethiopia, and this one was
um,
built prior
mm,
before Christianity came to Africa, and
Christianity.
so that one tells you that even before Christianity and Islamic religion coming to Africa, the
Mhm.
um, religion, we had our god. Go back to Nigeria. Nigeria, they have this from southern, this we call it the Igbo from the southern part of Africa. They have a god called Oludimare, the Oludimare,
Mm.
god of Obatala, god of Osiri. God, there's so many gods, and all
Uh,
this, the Africans, what they did, they had the morals and the way in which they guided the community. There are things that you as a community, you could not do as a member of community, and that's how our morals were being guided.
yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
something that we can discuss another day anyway.
There's need to discuss that, and
Yeah.
it is really religion and Christianity.
Eh,
It's one of the major ways that are promoting moral decay in the society.
mm-hmm.
And sometime in future, I see a society where people are going to start questioning who is God and why must people be led by pastors and whoever. People are going to start worshiping their own God in their houses. People are going to go back in the times where everybody have their God in the houses.
That could be possible.
Yeah, so
Okay, then there's also, what about political leadership? This might include the MCA, might
yeah,
include the MP, might include the senator, might include the governor, might include
yeah.
the women rep, and even the president himself. How have they contributed to the moral decay of society in any way, or to certain percentage?
It's true. Mhm. Politics actually of being a social worker and being a socializing person,
Mhm,
I've been trying to engage everybody, and even over this side in the northern part of the world here,
mhm,
we find that politics is a big role in the society.
mhm,
Politics is where disparition start building because a politician will come giving us hopes about what they will do in their tenure and they are given power.
mhm,
And once they are in power, they don't do as they had promised.
mhm,
They tell you within 2 weeks we are going to do this. We've put such a budget, and these are some of we are going to give youths employment. We remember one of the darkest periods in Kenya is during political wrangles,
mhm.
because when we are talking about moral decays, we talk about sexual, we talk about rape cases, we talk about robbery, we talk about killings.
The violence,
We talk
violence.
about violence itself,
Mhm,
and these are some of the things we see during political wrangles period, of which we have to admit that politics and political leaders, they promote a lot, or they are chief actors in moral decay in the society, because you bring desperation in youth. They are looking towards you to give them job opportunities, but they are not
Mhm.
there. We make people who are living in the slums be desperate to get good housing and good health system from you. But now they start engaging in robbery. They start going on the streets to steal your wind side mirrors, and they start stealing things from your cars. So politics and the words that politicians say. Like in Kenya, we know we have 42 tribes, or at least 42 tribes to say.
Mhm.
And if you are starting to say this government is built, it is a company where those who are investing and those who are going to. I'm talking from my country, Kenya, where our one of our leaders said that the government is a shareholder, where those who
It's like,
invested in the government, it means there are those who, if people from my tribe, the Luo tribe, did not vote for you, they are not shareholders, they are not going to invest. Then every now and again, every ethnic society want a space that will favor them. It means we are still going to kill each other. We are still going to have envy about our those we are different in tribal. So social political environment has a bigger effect on moral decay in the society.
let me ask you something about what you've just said on how I want to give you another scenario in Kenya, and maybe you can tell me.
Yeah,
Um, remember the when there was a Westgate attack, Dusit.
moral attack,
We had Garissa. Those are, I think, those are the
university.
ones that I might have seen. Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
when
yeah,
when when these things happen, when disaster strikes Kenya, that's where you will see a new Kenya. Like, you will see a Kenya that you've never seen before, a Kenya whereby even our leaders will go and sit together and speak with one voice. That is one scenario. Another scenario
uh-huh.
is when Kipiegon, our lady who has been doing well when it comes to the worldwide races, she has really presented as well. When you go to the tweets
Kipchoge.
of all the leaders, yeah,
Yeah,
even
hmm,
like the one for who, um, I just forgot his name. The one I just won the other day,
Kipchoge.
Kipchoge, yes. And when you go to the tweets, you will find the way we praise and how we praise our Kenya. All leaders, all
Yeah,
walks of, like, we don't look at this. She's coming from Kalenjin, or is coming from a Kikuyu. She's a Luo. She's a what? We come together as a country and we say good things. But why
yeah.
is it that when it comes to politics, we cannot speak with one voice and we always have to insult one another? What is all that about? You're somebody who is working a social worker. What is all that about?
Yeah, I think all that is coming about difference now during politics. It is historical.
Mhm.
It is the history that we don't want to change from, because we're trying to see how the former presidents have been coming in. We see that the first president was a Kikuyu, the second one was a Kalenjin, the third one was a Kikuyu Kalenjin. So what brings about the ethnical difference, what brings about the war during politics is that we want favoritism. It is all about ethnicity, the difference in tribes, because now we see that this tribe has been favored for quite a long period of time, and now it is a time that we want our tribe also to be favored. So what keeps on coming? What keeps on coming is historical.
Oh.
In Luo we say "juogichier." It is at that time when now we want to start saying that, oh, this time I think it is us who should be in power. When I was at times I engage people in Berlin and in Germany, they tell me there was a time when Berlin was divided,
Mhm.
where there was west and east side of Germany, but they later came and built a team. these people, like next week on Tuesday, they are celebrating. They have a public holiday that is a union. They call it a union day. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
celebrating when these two sides came together, and
Mm-hmm.
we saw great thing happen. We've seen, you walk in the cities like Berlin and you ask yourself whether these people were they born ahead of were they born ahead of us because
Uh,
are we in the same world? So that is it is a historical. I think it is some spirits in in people.
it's the
It
spirits
is
are
a historical spirit. Yeah, it's a
coming.
spirit that is being woken up again.
Okay, we are just about to wind up, Mister. There's one thing that I want maybe to ask you. There's sometimes you see or you experience with some of our friends on how having ego.
Yeah,
You might be having an ego as a person, selfishness, whereby
yeah,
I have an opportunity of assisting you to go to that higher level
yeah.
because of my ego and selfishness. I'm
Hmm.
not doing that. What can you
Yeah.
say to such like a group of people that we have in society?
I think what you are talking of is very evident, and it is something that is too much affecting one of my tribe. Like I'm a Luo, I'll just talk about we Luo who we are egocentric, we
Uh-huh.
are self-centered, we are selfish, we want to see ourselves doing better than somebody else. It's all about selfishness. It's all about thinking about yourself doing better than the rest, and it is you who will be praised as you are the one who succeeded. I think this is one thing that also we must say is leading to moral decay in the society
Mhm,
because our children will also inherit the same character and the
mhm,
same spirit continue after generation. And it is us of the current generation or of the current people who are in the current generation to change this, or rather
mhm,
what we've acquired from our society is what will continue. But this is one thing that will continue making us poor in the society and in our community because
uh,
if in my community and in my family I'm the only one who is rich,
mm,
I'm the one who all eyes and all hands will always be in my pocket, right?
mhm,
It means I'll be giving a lot rather than who am I building to help support me so that we can raise our family, we can raise our society into higher levels and higher standards. It means if we continue being selfish and self-centered, we are becoming more depressed because I must think of my brother, I must think of my sister, my cousin who is not having school fees or who can't have food. It
mhm,
is a way of bringing more challenges to us who are self-centered and selfish. Otherwise, if we were supporting somebody, we were help if we see opportunities where we are and we support so and so, then I do say it is better if all my circle, if all
mhm,
of my circle we are all driving big machines, big vehicles, because therefore I'm not the only one who is being looked upon to buy food for these people, but we are all bringing this into a table and we can do something in the society. So the more we continue being selfish and not opening doors to others, it is the more we are uh, being more poor, being more sick. We are gonna be more depressed. We are
mhm.
gonna bring more immoral activities in the society, more killings, more witchcraft, and more insecurity in the society. So if we have the opportunity to pull a hand, do that now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Genga. What do you have for our viewers today?
I know quite a number of our viewers are youths like me who are still trying to pursue themselves, who are still trying to navigate what do they want with life.
Mhm.
And I am still there. I have been there, and it doesn't mean that we forgot where we are coming from. the moral decays in our society, it is us to live with them, to change them, or to make them to continue being there. So my urge is that we need to be more careful wherever we are, and life is not easy. Life is very difficult in all angles. There is nowhere that is easy.
There's no
There is
okay.
nowhere that is easy.
Mhm.
Everybody is just not telling you what they are going through, but everybody is having a challenge. That is what I want to tell our viewers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Genga, for taking time talking to us about the moral decadence in society. If you're new in this channel, you can join the family by subscription. It is for free, and when we have discussions like this, the channel will notify you, and you can join us, or you can also share and comment. We will be very happy uh, and thankful to read your comments. Mr. Genga, I know I will have another session with you, especially when it comes to mentoring young people. What are the challenges that we are going through, and what can we do to overcome these challenges? As youth, there are so many things that people go through that we don't know. Sometimes, if you have a conversation off the camera, that is when you will know, oh, there are so many things that are going on. So I will always keep on engaging you when I come across or I would like to discuss topics that is mentoring the young people. Thank you so much, and may you join your time in Berlin, Germany,
Yeah, 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 and
right?
yeah, maybe maybe to say that I'm looking forward to having more platforms like this with you, and maybe someday maybe call me to give my story to
All
my
right.
fellows out there, and I also have this channel that I just
Okay.
created a few days ago called Jacadem in Berlin. You can
Ah,
see
ah,
Berlin with me virtually. So
okay. Thank you very much. I'll go there and subscribe and be see what is happening in Berlin. Thank you so much. And
sure.
next week we'll be here on Wednesday for a live show and Thursday. Don't miss out. Thank you so much, and may God bless you big time.
Thank you.